Thanks for watching. You're watching Exclusive with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. And tonight we'll be talking about towering ambitions, Egypt and the IOFS building the future together. The future of Egypt is considered to be one of the mega national projects to which His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has attached great attention and importance. It's called the future of Egypt because it mainly aims at achieving comprehensive development and also providing a decent life for the people and hence securing Egypt's future. Egypt is working on achieving and enhancing food security through the different pillars, for instance, increasing allocations for agriculture, boosting investment funds for the irrigation sector, expanding the cultivated area of wheat, maximizing the different crops cultivation, improving the productivity of the sugary crops, and other diversified efforts that mainly aim at boosting the country's agricultural economics at large. In that regard, Egypt became a member of the Islamic Organization for Food Security that aims at providing its member states with the expertise and technical knowledge in the various domains of sustainable agriculture and also in the field of rural development and food security, as well as combating desertification and soil erosion and also piling food security reserves. The objectives of the organization is mainly coordinating and formulating, implementing common agricultural policies, including the assess and the monitoring of the food security situation in the member states in order to determine and to take all the necessary emergency and humanitarian assistance, including the creation of food security reserves, mobilizing and managing financial and agricultural resources to develop agriculture and enhancing the food security in the member states. It's our honor and pleasure to have with us exclusively tonight on Exclusive with Taghreed Hussein, His Excellency Yerlan Baydaulet, the Director General of the Islamic Organization for Food Security. Tonight we'll be talking about strengthening bilateral relations between Egypt and the organization. He is on a very important and significant visit to Egypt, and definitely many more to come, successes with the organization and with His Excellency in a sense of partnership. Your Excellency, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. And first of all, let me express my gratitude for your invitation to your studio. And it is a big honor for us to be these days in a beautiful city of Cairo. And really we enjoy this time here. From our side, let me just tell you that our organization is a young organization, but has really strong ambitions. We are a specialized institution of Organization of Islamic Cooperation to deal with food security, agricultural and rural development. For us, it's a big honor again that Arab Republic of Egypt is one of the founding members of our institution, that your government has signed a statute in December 2013, and on the first General Assembly in April 2016 in Astana, the capital city, which is now Nur Sultan of Kazakhstan. It was a big General Assembly where the Minister of Agriculture at the time has really confirmed the big and high intention of your government to support our institution. We are multilateral. So far we have 36 member countries. We are working with all 56 countries of Organization of Islamic Cooperation. This year we are planning our 4th General Assembly, where we are going to adopt our 10-year strategy, which will be focused on important areas of cooperation with our member countries. And Arab Republic of Egypt is one of those important countries for us. We have full support from your government. These days I have important meetings with members of your government, and this really brings us assurance and confidence that we will strongly develop our agenda. And we also hope that Egypt will benefit from our activities, as well as other member countries in the region and especially I would like to say about Africa.
Yes, strengthening those ties with Egypt is one of the most important countries in the region and in Africa. I know that Your Excellency had a great meeting with the Minister of Irrigation, His Excellency Minister Abdelati, and also met with more than one Egyptian personnel talking about how to further boost this sense of partnership between Egypt and Kazakhstan, and also in the field of food security. So tell me more good news about the outcome of those meetings.
Thank you very much, Dr. Taghreed. It is really a pleasure to share just in front of you and of all our audience which watching today brought this program. Really, we hope that Arab Republic of Egypt will gain from all our programs. So far, we have, according to our strategic framework, we have 16 programs which are divided on 5 pillars. And later on, I can give more details on that. But from our meetings, which we are holding, our delegation holding these days in Cairo, I can assure you that in all activities which and all meetings are bringing really strong benefit, and your government and people of Egypt will feel how the situation is changing. I cannot promise that it could be done so quickly, because it's first of all, we are a multilateral institution. We are working through our programs. But despite it, I can say that especially yesterday meeting with the Minister of Water and Irrigation, we have discussed several issues of how we can intensify good relations between your water sector and our member countries. And this is one of the most important areas of our cooperation. I have been invited for the Cairo Water Week, which will be in October, yes, where we're planning to elaborate and sign action plan with your esteemed ministry. We're planning to exchange important informations on our experience in other regions of OIC, by the way. We are planning also a very important event. It is on, we call it the Regional Water Hub, where it will take place in a big city, a bigger city of Kazakhstan, in Almaty. We will have a big gathering of water sector specialists from Africa. We already invited Egyptian professionals, and they can really get a lot of important information. And one of the interesting points of our discussion, which I was also myself impressed, that several information which we shared with esteemed His Excellency the Minister, he was very happy to hear. So one of the issues, for example, we would like to work on modality, we call it from gin to fork, where we would like to introduce full food supply chain, and Egypt is playing important role in this regard. And so today, for example, we had a very important meeting with the chairman of the Egyptian National Food Safety Authority, where we again have exchanged very important views. And the chairman told us that the very important factor, especially in post-pandemic time, to rebuild again the food supply chain, which unfortunately was disrupted in many cases, in many countries, in many regions. It is to take care about food safety. So one of our programs which we're developing, we have already 2 meetings of our International Expert Council, where we have invited, and one of the members, by the way, is Egyptian citizen, Mr. Hisham, and they were also participating, and we hope that this kind of step-by-step activities will bring us to greater success. We cannot embrace all things together. It is impossible. So our way and strategy is to gain our results one by one, and that's why we're calling ourselves, and my team, knows that we are 24/7 institution. So anytime, and we agreed with esteemed member of Egyptian government that we are ready to exchange and get your views 24/7. So it means that all the time we are ready to answer you and ready to expedite any working processes where we see especially, I told you, a very high importance of Egypt as a gateway to many countries neighboring Europe and especially Africa. We talked about trade and investment. Our programs are really touching this very important issue. And tomorrow we are planning to have another meeting with the Minister of Agriculture where we will develop our very important, I think, bilateral relations with your esteemed country.
Yes, that's great to see more than one important project that both countries are working on.
Sure.
And a 24/7 organization is working hard in order to achieve the plans and the priorities on the list. Your Excellency, if we would talk about the priorities for the organization, the Islamic Organization for Food Security, and if you would give us also an overview of Kazakhstan, its premises in Kazakhstan.
Sure.
Kazakhstan is a beautiful country that we need further more the Egyptian viewers and also our viewers all over the world to explore more this beautiful nation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. In your question, I found two parts.
Yes.
So if
one
you
about the 24/7.
Yes, 24/7,
yeah.
and our main priorities. If
Yes.
you allow me, I will brief a little bit what we are doing, because there is some kind of confusion among people. They think, what is a food security organization? What you are doing? Are you helping agriculture, or you
Are you helping the poor around the world?
or your humanitarian one? I will tell you, we are really doing our best to embrace all aspects related to food security, and especially pandemic has shown importance of considering those issues under one umbrella. We call it the food system umbrella, because food security is a just outcome of the good food system. So one of the important themes of the year, it's and the United Nations Food System Summit, which will take place soon in September, also considering this importance of having all stakeholders to work and deal and cooperate with each other. And partnership is the key for resolving many issues. In this regard, if you allow me, I just can briefly tell what we are doing really. Our strategic work, which will convert it into 10-year strategy very soon, embracing 16 programs under 5 pillars. The first pillar, all of them, by the way, are under OIC umbrella, because we are a specialized institution. We obliged to follow main doctrine and policies of Organization for Islamic Cooperation, and we are happy to support all our member countries. The first pillar actually on our OIC action plan on strategic commodities, where we're working with very important crops, and you know that some crops like wheat, rice, and others, they really taking a main part, almost 75% of our nutritional value, which we are actually consuming globally. And in this regard, we found that we will increase our capacity. We are looking for different and important crops, which especially in many areas are very important, like palm date. We're talking about potato. We're talking about zayt al-zaytun, olive oil, olive oil, and others. So, and it brings us flexibility because we would like to focus first on the national priorities of our countries. And we know that government of Egypt paying special attention to food export. And in this regard, our second pillar is on OIC food security reserve system, and we planning that one of those parts of that system on food reserve will be located in Egypt. We know the importance and strategic location of your esteemed country in the region. And under this food security resource system, we started our activities on establishing our financial arm, which is Grain Fund. The Grain Fund is going to be our financial arm. And this financial arm first will serve the needs of the food resource system, which actually divided on 6 sub-regions. And each sub-region will elect a steering committee, which will decide exactly what kind of and what type of food item will be stored, procured, and how it will be distributed in case of any food emergency or crisis. And also, this Grain Fund is going to support small farmers and to help them to enter these very important food supply chain activities. Yeah. The third very important, if you allow me, pillar is on science and technology. And we know that this is time where we have to pay special attention to the knowledge, to technologies. And we hope that one of the important points related to this is how to emphasize, how to bring best practices to our countries. Unfortunately, we are facing a lot of problems related to climate change. We have a lot of issues regarding hunger and malnutrition. So our idea, our main mission is to how to help in partnership with international organizations, with our esteemed member countries, and to cover and to resolve those issues on STI agenda. And if you allow me, 2 more pillars on trade and investment.
Let us talk about trade and investment and more about science and innovation in part 2 of our episode, and also about Kazakhstan and its beauty, and allow our viewers also to have a look at this beautiful country.
Absolutely.
I thank very much His Excellency Yerlan Baydaulet, the Director General of the Islamic Organization for Food Security, and we'll be talking together more about the organization, about science and innovation, and about the further priorities in the years to come.